Hi, it's your Star Goddess. Okay, so I got a video request. Okay, so this this lady, she had a horrible boss and she wanted to get rid of her boss. So she wanted to do some spell work on her to, get rid of her, to get her to leave because she was terrible to everybody. She was mean, manipulative, and whenever it would come down to it, she would look like the victim and make the person look horrible and usually get them fired or get them to quit. So some tips on, oh, it's just this light. Okay, so she said she did spells on her boss and all it did was make her sick, and so she wasn't at work as much, but then the girl ended up quitting anyway. So she asked me what she did wrong and how come it didn't work and how come her boss didn't leave. Well, when you have strong will and you really want to be where you are and want to do what you do, if her will is stronger than your will to get rid of her, then it's basically a battle of, whose will is strongest. So what you have to do is weaken that will first. You have to weaken her first before you do any kind of spell work on her, because from what I heard, she's basically a very strong-willed, manipulative, harsh woman. So her willpower and her anger power is going to be very strong, and it's going to be hard to break through with your spell if you don't have that same amount of will. Okay, so you're going to have to basically weaken her, and a lot of people use psychic vampirism to weaken their target before doing any kind of spell work against them. So you would just drain that person psychically. Like, it doesn't matter how you choose to do it. There are many books out there on psychic vampirism, but you could do it visually, you could do it astrally, mentally, or you could do it physically. I'm not physically, but mentally. Like always presenting her with problems that aren't really necessary, giving her extra things to worry about, telling her your huge problem and wasting her time and distracting her from what she's doing. Just basically being a nag, talking about yourself a lot, saying unnecessary things that she probably doesn't care about, but you're going to make her listen anyway. Or just whining or complaining a lot, or just somehow drain her of her energy. Make her feel like when she sees you. Make her feel like this when she sees you. Please don't. Once you got her to that point when she sees you, then you do your spell work. Because at that point, she's been broken down. Her strength and her will around you is broken down. Her defenses are now weakened because you're so draining to her, and if you don't have to do it alone. You can get other people to drain it as well. Like, you can tell one of your coworkers, hey, go in there and make a big complaint and a big deal about something and just get on her nerves for me. Or hey, like prank call her or something and say, do a false complaint over the phone or something when you're on your lunch break or something stupid like that. Block your number. Drain her psychically first, then you do your work, and then she's weak to the point where your will is now stronger than hers. And that was probably why your spell didn't work as you wanted it to, because she was so strong. And a lot of witchy books don't tell you this kind of stuff. This is something that you have to learn with experience, or working with more darker and I don't want to say dark magic, but more baneful magic and psychic vampirism. Once you get into those types of magic, you'll see that that's how you have to do it. And sometimes when your spells backfire, it is only because you believe that they would have. Okay, if you don't believe in that karma stuff, if you don't believe in the threefold law, if you don't believe in any of that stuff, your spells can't backfire on you, because they're not supposed to. They're supposed to only go in one direction. And if you are worried about it, backfiring, don't even do it. Because if you're not here mentally, then there is a chance that it will backfire if you believe it will. Okay, because all is mental. You know, you have to close that door if you're going to do this type of magic. You have to close the door of the threefold law. You have to close the door of karma. You have to close the door of what if it backfires. You have to close that door. You have to say it's not going to backfire because when I speak, it's done. Okay? You have to know who you are. You can't use certain types of magic if you're afraid of it backfiring. Okay? It's just like when you're a chef in the kitchen and you want to cook, and you can't be afraid of the fire in the stove. You can't be afraid of getting burned. You know, you don't feel any pain because you've come to understand that, you know, this is your profession. This is what you're going to do. You know, so you have to be more confident in your magic. You have to be more willing to research different types of magic to also help you with the magic that you use on a daily basis. Because you can't, no matter how much you know, if another person's will is stronger than yours, your magic's not going to work against them. So you have to drain them of all their will and all their energy in order to even attack them. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, you shouldn't be doing that type of magic anyway, and blah, 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 blah. But like I said, we all have free will to do what we choose, and we are able to choose to do what we want to do. I didn't do this, somebody else did. I don't even have a boss. I'm my own boss. This is why I don't have a boss, because they would all be cursed. No, seriously. There was only one boss I would have cursed, and it was that crazy lady that I worked with in the mortuary business. I would have cursed her. That's the only boss I ever would have cursed. Every other boss I had was cool. Like, nobody ever really bothered me, except, you know, the ones that were sexual harassing me. I wouldn't even curse them because that's just their nature. You know, you can't change someone's nature. That's just how men are. They're always gonna come at women. But for someone to purposely come at you daily, a nagging, crazy, psychopath type of boss, yes, they deserve it, because they live their life to make your life hell, and their will is stronger than yours. You got to weaken them first and then take them away, you know. And sometimes the greatest revenge is success, y'all. Like, sometimes y'all don't even need magic. Sometimes you can just outdo them and see them 2 years, 4 years, 5 years later, like I did, and look better than them, are living better than them, have more than them. Sometimes that's just the greatest revenge ever. Okay? All right, so I will see y'all later, and thank y'all for watching. If you have any other questions or topics y'all want me to put them in the comments, or I might do a question answer video. So ask your questions below. Keep them like a one question, not like multiple questions, just one question each, and I'll see if I can do a question answer video on that. Okay, thank y'all so much. Bye.